Morena Coasties, welcome back to Coasties at Home. Morena Coasties, welcome back to another week of Coasties at Home. My name is Stefan and this is
Olivia, and I'm the youth pastor here at Coast Vineyard. Hey, we are so excited that you guys decided to tune in this morning and join us for Coasties at Home. How are you going this morning? How is your bubble? How is your life? How is online learning? We hope and pray that you and your whānau are keeping well, keeping safe, and keeping a bit of sane.
And so how was the Zoom meeting that you had for Coasties last Sunday? I heard that Olivia did a little mishap and may have sent some of you the wrong code. Sorry about that. What, are you going to talk?
Sorry, you said how like 3 times and I thought you were going to stop. How. Well, yes, I am very sorry, but what we're going to be doing is next Sunday, we're going to be hosting another Coasties at Home online, and yes. I promise I will send out the right code this time. I hope to see all of your beautiful faces there. It was great last week. We got to see some of our Coasties and some of our leaders, and we got to play some fun games, have some good banter, but I'm looking forward to doing Coasties at Home online again next Sunday.
Who doesn't love that screen time?
Oh, I love it.
So, I wonder if any of you can remember what we've been talking about in these videos over lockdown. Do you remember, Olivia?
I remember.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
Why are we talking about fruits of the Spirit?
Yeah, so the fruits of the Spirit are something that's really important for us as Christians to learn a little bit more about. The fruits that we receive come directly from the Holy Spirit, and they'll sand down the rough edges or the harshness of our lives. You know, it's our goal and our purpose to become more and more like God. And even though we're not going to match Christ entirely, it's no excuse not to lean on and glean powers from His Holy Spirit. We learn about the fruits of the Spirit so that we can be more like God. Later on today, I want to talk to you a little bit more about patience, and I'm going to share a couple of tricks and tips that I use when I need to practice. Later on, we're going to be talking a little bit more about patience, and I'm going to share a tip with you that I recently learned on how to just slow down and help me when I need a bit more patience. But first, let's play some games. Have you got any games for us today, Stefan?
You do, actually.
I do. Come and follow us.
Game number 1. Get yourself a roll of toilet paper, get yourself a mate, and then have a race to see who can unravel it the fastest. Now, I know what you're thinking. Toilet paper is quite a rare commodity these days. And that is true.
But we're still going to play it anyway.
Ask your parents first.
Don't ask your parents, just don't.
3, 2, 1, go!
What are you doing?
Oh no! Mine broke down.
Yours is gone! I think I'm winning! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how it's done.
Wait, have you finished yet? Wait, have you finished?
Yes, I finished!
I've finished!
Okay, game number 2. This one involves slippers or shoes. What you need to do is go and stand a little while back, and then you, just with your feet, you need to flick the shoe so that it lands on something, on X marks the spot. The one that makes it land on X marks the spot obviously wins. Flick it. Oh! That was terrible. Ready? Oh! Hey, let's talk a little bit about patience this morning. It's going to be brief because I know we don't have a lot of patience when it comes to watching videos in the mornings, but I want to be real with you. I am someone who lacks patience. I get frustrated often, and I want things to happen yesterday, not tomorrow. I'm definitely feeling a sense of impatience when it comes to this whole lockdown stuff. I desperately want to be in level 3 or 2 or 1 so that I can see my friends again. So if you're a little bit like me and you're feeling a bit frustrated and a bit impatient, know that you're in good company. I want to share one verse with you that talks a little bit about patience. It's from Ephesians 4 verses 12. It says, "Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love." I never thought about how patience is actually about demonstrating and making allowances for each other's faults, bearing with each other in love. Patience is giving grace to each other even when they frustrate us or they might not be that easy to get along with, and loving them even when they make mistakes. How perfectly God shows us this. He is so patient with us. Even though we mess up time and time again, we can learn a lot from God's example and show patience to not only ourselves, but the people in our bubble and the people outside of our bubble. You know, it's really hard sometimes when you're feeling frustrated or overwhelmed to just stop and slow down. But I want to share a trick with you that someone shared with me a couple of years ago, and I love it. Often when I'm getting a bit frustrated or I'm in the moment and I want to scream or just get mad, I think about God's name. But I think of his Jewish name, Yahweh. You know, the Jews didn't speak God's name, but they breathed it with an open mouth and throat. They inhaled the Yah and exhaled the Way. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. By our very breathing, we are speaking the name of God and participating in God's breath. Sometimes that's helpful for me when I feel overwhelmed or impatient. I just stop and I go, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. I wonder if you can try that with me in moments of feeling a bit impatient. As you put patience into action this week, I pray that you have new eyes to see your whānau the way that God sees your whānau. And out of love for each other, grace will be your first response when people make mistakes. Let us remember that God is perfectly patient with us, and he wants to help us show patience to others that he so dearly loves. Guys, we've only got hopefully a few more days of level 4 left. We have got this. I am sending you all of my Arohanui or big love this week for you and your bubble. Stay home, stay safe, and show some patience and grace. Kia ora.
On these Coastie videos, we've been talking about fruits of the spirit. I'll just do your part then.
Do you like my grey tracksuit?